Hello everyone, Tommy the Tank here. This weekend's project has been to install LED lights in one of my Lima BR160 locos. This is a chassis of a 216 011-7, and from what I understand is Lima installed the lights in the factory because my other Lima models do not have the prefix 7, so I can only assume that this was not a deluxe model, but it had extras. So the way they've installed the lights is quite clever. So what I'll try and do, I'll try and show you. There. Look at the space between the motor and the posts that hold the lights. And I don't know if you can see there. Okay, you can just see how the bulb hangs down from the bulb holder and the electrical contacts. So what I'll do, I'll just show you underneath. If you look, you'll see some squarish holes, and these are front and rear. So this is where the mounting posts locate for the bulb holders. So what I've done, I've copied that system. It seems to be quite neat. Although the bulbs are not that bright, I'm not going to convert this one. I'm going to keep this one original. So there, if you can see on the front, it's a 216 011-7. So that's that model. This is my 160 011. I don't know why it's a 160, because the chassis and the body shell is identical to the other Lima 216, 218 models, even the 215s. Anyway, I utilized the holes in the chassis because what I can see is all of the Lima chassis of this type have the holes in them ready to take the light posts. So that was very good. I didn't have to do any drilling. Then what I found was some slim self-tapping screws fitted very nicely into those holes without any excessive force, and a nice tight fit. And then I made a crossbar, so to speak, with a hole, and inserted the bulb down through the hole, or up through the hole, whichever way you want to do it. So this is a rear lamp, and as you can see, there's plenty of room between the motor and the light mounting. Now this is a 3mm red LED bulb, and the front has a 5mm white LED bulb, and it's exactly the same system. I've literally just made my posts, and I've actually put some shielding and like an imitation dash panel just to try and stop the light bleed coming up into the cab, because this is like I say, it's a 5mm white LED bulb, and it is very bright. Then this morning I installed a 3mm roof lamp, and as you can see on this one, you can see on the roof there's a lamp there. So I drilled that one out to 3mm, and luckily the bulb was a nice snug fit in there. And then what I did, I used some heat shrink as a shield just to try and stop any more bleed coming down into the cab. And what you can see, the material is like a felt, and I did that as a way to make some soundproofing, because these bodies are hollow obviously, and they resonate sound, so I thought I'd give it a try, and I think it does work. Eric from Railways 187 was having difficulty installing the rear lamp where the motor housing is, because again, if you try and mount these and in a way that requires the cable to be bent, then the resistor can break. So I noticed on his channel quite a few people gave him some excellent suggestions. So this is not this is how you should do it video. This is what I would call my Frank Sinatra video. I did it my way. I like to keep things simple. If I ever need to remove the motor, I only have to unsolder 2 wires. I serviced this one yesterday, so I shouldn't need to take this motor out for quite some time. I don't use them daily. It gets used very, very frequently, so servicing or repairs should not be a problem for some time. But if it is, it's a very simple procedure to remove the unsolder the wires. Yeah, so as you can see, there's lead weights, 25 grams each. There's 3 plus the Lima block. So I weighed this some time ago and it was around 250 grams. This one was 300 grams because it has a much bigger block provided by Lima. So as you see, there's some subtle changes in the designs. The motors are identical, which is one good thing. And like I say, the bodies are interchangeable. So I'm quite happy with how it turned out. As you can see, there's green heat shrink there because I ran out of red, so I had to use green, but it doesn't matter. And as you can see, I put some simulated dials on the dash panel, not that you can see them. I also made a card seat, and I don't know if you can see that, but there's the driver's legs hanging down, so he's in one piece, which is unusual for me. So there we go. What I'll do now, I'll put you down and I'll put the body back on and we'll have a look at it running round. Okay, so if you'd just like to have a look at the Hawaiian Ballroom or some of the coal wagons, whatever, I'll just snap the body back on. One good thing about these Limas is the body can be reattached in literally seconds. So there we are, it's actually done. So it's back on the track. Okay, so sorry about turning my back on you. So there we go, it's on the track, and there's the body snapped on. Very, very simple, no screws, nothing. So what I'll do now, I'll dim the lights and we'll just see it going around. So obviously I'm using the flash on the camera now, so let's hope we can get some light action. The rear lights are not as bright. I can't say that I was hoping that, because they're very small lamps themselves in the body, and it's only a 3mm bulb, so wasn't expecting so much from. But the front lights are quite good, quite happy with those. The roof light is very bright for a 3mm. The headlights are quite good, and there's not what I would consider to be excessive light bleed going into the cab. Yes, and I actually think it's quieter with that insulation, and it's definitely running a lot better since I serviced it. So here we go, coming into the station. So there we go. Can even see the driver. We'll call him Ivor the driver. Yeah, it's running very, very nicely. So once more around the block. I put new traction tyres on this before the summer. I managed to get Pico traction tyres, and that made a big difference as well. The Lima traction tyres, well, I suppose, I don't know if they're copies or originals, but when you buy them on eBay, you get what you pay for. but the Pico ones seem to work quite well. Right, I've slowed it right down now. This is coming up to my gradient. There we are. So one good thing about the LED lights is the brightness doesn't vary very much, relevant to the amount of voltage you're putting into it. So from a very, very low voltage, they're quite bright. So what I'll do, I'll stop it there. Okay, so it's stopped. And as you can see, the lights are still working. Okay, so I hope that helps somebody. So thanks for watching. Bye now.